Hello again guys, JS30 here with DOA Firearms. Today I want to go over just the basics of being a new shooter, owning your firearm for the first time, new to gun owning. One of the most important rules of owning a gun is that never point your gun at something you're not willing to destroy. So if you're not willing to shoot it, don't point your gun at it. Next up, don't put your finger in the trigger well unless you're ready to fire that firearm. So with that being said, make sure you're practicing with your new firearm. Most of the ranges might be closed at this point given the current pandemic that is upon us. So in and around the house you could definitely practice holding your firearm, getting used to the weight of it. Just make sure that when you're practicing you unload your firearm, make sure it's empty because you're within your own home and you don't want to have an accidental discharge and destroy something. So drop the clip from it if you're using a semi-automatic pistol. If you're using a revolver, just make sure you empty all the bullets from the gun. Just pretty much move, point it however you feel comfortable, and also learn to grip your gun properly. So at this point in the video, I'm just going to show you the basics of gripping a pistol, okay? This is a pistol right here. It's pretty much empty. Alright, so in gripping a handgun, you want to make sure that your strong hand, the hand that you're pretty much most comfortable with, like for example I'm a right-hander, so I'll hold it like this. So if you notice, I'm holding the firearm like this. However, it is not advisable to use one hand to hold the firearm. So you want to grip it and you want to fill this little space right here, and then you lap your fingers around it like this. This is just the basic way of gripping your handgun. So from this side, one hand, my strong hand, holds the firearm. It's not in the trigger well, it's on the side and it's gripped real tight. On the second side over here, what I'm doing actually is I'm gonna put this hand here just to give it a little bit of stability right in here, and I'll bring my finger down and I'll set this one on top of it. What I'm actually doing, I'm using my right hand to grip the gun and I'm using my left hand to pretty much hold it steady and bring it back towards me. So I'll point, my left hand is bringing it back towards me while my right hand is pushing forward. So it helps us stabilize the gun so when I fire, it doesn't go up too much. This helps you to pretty much reset quicker. So when you fire a shot, your gun will recoil, whatever the case may be. Once it recoils, when you hold the gun properly, you are able to reset a lot quicker than if it's not held properly. You want to make sure you hold it, and you fill the gap right here, and you point and shoot. So I'm using my left hand to pull backwards while I'm using my right hand to go forward, push forward. So I'm getting the gun in a stable position where whenever it fires, it doesn't too much. Even when it does recoil, I'll be able to reset a lot quicker than if I was doing a one hand. Don't practice one hand shooting unless you're an expert and you're very good at it. In and around your home, try to hold your gun steady. And one thing you can do to kind of like make sure you're holding your gun steady, hold your gun, just put a bullet on top of it here and just hold it. Just hold it steady. Try not to let that bullet fall off. Don't tremble or shake too much, but just try to make sure you're holding your gun steady so whenever you're going to shoot at something, you pretty much have a good clean aim and your gun is stable at all times. So the same principle applies. I'm holding it steady, I'm aiming. Just practice some of this, you know, get used to your firearm, get comfortable with it. It's yours. It's something you'll be using for a while, whether going to the range, going shooting with a friend, or even for home defense. You want to be ready whenever that time comes. So new gun owners, make sure your gun is loaded at all times. Make sure your clip is full or your magazine is full and one is in the chamber at all times. If your gun has a safety, keep it off safety at all times. Remember, whenever you pull your firearm for home defense, it will be in a time of need where you need that firearm to deliver for you. In order for that to happen, the firearm has to be ready. A firearm with the safety on is like a hammer. You have to be close to someone to hit them with it. A firearm that is loaded and the safety is off is definitely a firearm. You can stay from a distance and you could execute. So with that being said, always make sure your firearm is loaded and there's one in the chamber. And also, if you're keeping your gun around kids or children, it is important to teach your children or your child gun safety. Reason being, they will see you with that firearm. You might not be able to protect that firearm at all times and lock it away in a safe when you're not carrying it at all times. There might be a case where you might put it down somewhere. Your children might see it. It is important for you to teach them, you as a parent, to teach them gun safety, just so they understand how to actually put away that firearm, bring it to your attention if it's not in a safe place, simply because you don't want accidents to happen in and around your home. So it's important to teach kids in and around your home about gun safety, just so they understand. While you are learning, help to educate that child as well, or those children as well, given that the more aware they are, the safer you and your family will be. One of the cool things about owning a gun is that once you bring that gun home, everyone in your home wants to touch it, wants to feel what it feels like, because they're excited. That is natural. However, it's important to practice gun safety. Make sure if you're handing that firearm off to anyone, it is unloaded, none in the chamber, the magazine is empty. If it's a revolver, all the bullets are removed from the cylinder before you hand it off to someone. And also, it's important to teach everyone in your home about gun safety, whether it be children, other adults. Make sure everyone is aware of that firearm capabilities and the safety features of that firearm, just so everyone can be safe, because accidents do tend to happen, and educating yourself and your family about these things can definitely prevent accidents. So I'm pleading with you, just be careful, teach everyone in and around your home about gun safety as you learn about it yourself. And as I said, just to recap, never point the firearm in a direction that you don't want to shoot it. Never keep your finger in the trigger well unless you're ready to pull the trigger. Teach those in and around your home about gun safety. Practice with your firearm. Make sure you're practicing. Get comfortable holding your firearm. Get comfortable walking with it. Get used to the weight of it. And once you get in a chance, go to the range, get some practicing, feel what it's like to fire it. Sometimes put yourself under a little bit of pressure. Even if you're practicing in your home, just try to put yourself under a little bit of pressure. Just kind of create role-based scenarios where you're leaning up against a column or something. How hard is it for you to shoot from close spaces? How hard is it for you to aim from close spaces? Try to practice and get yourself well-rounded. Thank you guys for watching. GS380 with DOA Firearms here. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon just so you can be notified whenever we release new videos like this one. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just give us a follow. If you have any questions, hit us with a DM. We'll get right back to you. Until next time, take care.